Good evening, everybody,
Good evening.
and welcome to another live stream. This is Chinwag number 161. We didn't do one last week. Was it last week?
Yes.
Yeah. So, but we're doing one this week. So, just to kind of put that out there.
Yeah, why didn't we do one last
I
week?
can't remember.
You
I think
can't
we were
remember?
I can't remember why.
You can't remember?
No.
It didn't
Were
have
we tired?
anything.
Or?
It didn't have anything to do with you staying up.
Oh, I fell asleep.
Mm.
That was it. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
So last week I stayed up all night and I fell asleep through the time.
And the thing is,
So-
I couldn't actually wake him up. I had actually tried waking him up a couple of times and he just would not move. So
Yeah.
I had to kind of give up. And there was no way I was going to come on live by myself. So...
So I'm fully awake. I've been sleeping better this
Mm-hmm.
week. I've had a couple of nights where you were like, it's a bit late. It's after 2 o'clock type thing. But how many? Just the one or two? I don't know. I can't
No,
remember.
most of this week.
Most this week.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you know what? Last night, right? He woke me up as he was getting into bed, right? And he was like, it's 12 o'clock, by the way. It's not that late. And I actually checked my watch and I was like, yeah, well done.
Yeah,
Went back to sleep.
Checked your watch. Yeah. So yes. Right. So welcome to Chinwag 161, our weekly reseller type chat.
Mm-hmm.
Beck and I come on every Friday, as you guys know, and just chat about just our week in general, how it's been.
Yeah.
And also in the title, as you can see, we're going to be hopefully raising a bit of awareness for 2AussieThrifters live charity stream, which is happening tomorrow at 9:30 p.m.
That's our time.
That's 9:30 p.m. GMT. Yes. So we're obviously hoping that people are going to be willing to go over and watch that tomorrow night.
I haven't
and-
checked the correct time, so I'm
Yeah.
completely
No, it's
relying on
9:30
Zahir
p.m.
for
It's
this.
9:30 p.m. And also there are links as well to the donation pages for that cause as well.
Yes.
So basically, 2AussieThrifters, who are Brad and Jazz,
And did you link their
I've linked the
channel?
channels and the donation pages. So people, if you want to go over there and show some support, help out those charities that are going to be doing a lot of work in the wake of these. Not even in the wake, in the midst of. That's the difficult word. Who came up with the word midst? MIDST. That is a word, isn't it? In the midst of something, like in the middle. Isn't that a ridiculous word? In the midst of something. MIDST.
Oh, yeah.
That's a really difficult word to pronounce.
I'm not even going to try.
No. And yeah, so it would be definitely worth supporting that cause. So we will talk about it a bit more.
Yeah.
But we'll go in and say a few highs. We've got DB Resells, we've got BCP, Pleasant Valley, Janet Plant, we have got Rebecca Turner. We've got Karen as well. Karen says, hi, we'll need to cook some dinner or we will never eat. We'll be here, but yeah, that's fine, Karen. Thank you for popping in. We've got Michelle Lathan in it to flip it. The Treasure Pirate says, hello, you lovely fair. Thank you, Heather. Thanks for popping in. Paul C, the Seam Store Wears, Tori, Joni Kramer. Dave says, I'm here. She's back finally. They must have kissed and made up.
There wasn't. Yeah, well, actually, there was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't talk to him for a couple of days. So.
It wasn't days. What are you talking about?
Well, I gave you a bit of grief over it.
Yeah, but it wasn't like you were still talking to me. It wasn't like, you know.
Barely. You think we were talking?
Maybe it was enough talking. Yeah, maybe I'm
yeah,
right.
we can always go back to that.
No, it's right. Antique Curios, we've got Welsh Wonder Nia, Claire Thompson, Carl OB, Pleasant Valley, I said Chris Tyler, Sion the Moor, Stephen Bennett, Tracy has popped in, Goat Jazz, Carl OB, did I say that? Mr. Sadie, Bluegrass Picker, Money Mental says hello, I have arrived. Shelster Rooney Shelley, Tommy has popped in, Andrea has popped in,
Hello.
and yeah, Nordic Night Owl from Finland has popped in. Thank you for popping in, and yeah, really welcome everyone. Ali Evans, Jasmine, Crony G Crone, yes, Abdul Ghafour, my cousin. Thank you, Abdul, for popping in. Chernok, thanks for popping in as well. So.
Yes.
So let's talk about our week. How has it been so far? We'll begin with like eBay and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The week has been really good. We can't grumble too much. We've had okay sales. It's been, it's been okay. It's not been amazing or anything. Don't think that it's been just like some crazy good thing. Like it's not. It just hasn't been amazing.
I'm actually pretty happy with them. This is where you and me will kind of
No, I'm happy, but it's not.
Slightly.
It's been good. No, it's no need to disagree. I'm saying it's good. It's just not.
No, but you said it hasn't been amazing.
It's not been amazing. It's good. It's where it should be.
I think it's good.
It's good where it should be.
It's getting better.
Yeah, it's getting better. Room for improvement.
Yeah.
I'm the legend, Ash. Wow.
Hello.
Thanks for popping in, Ash. Haven't seen you for a while. Or haven't noticed, but have seen you now. So thank you for popping in. John Salty Dog Picker. What's going on? What?
I saw your real name in there, Pleasant Valley, but I was waiting to see if Zahir would.
Oh, did
say
you?
it.
Did you? Oh, I didn't realise that you put your real name in. Yeah, midst of eating 6 donuts. Exactly. That's how you'd use it.
Yeah, it was a little bit.
A bit higher.
A little bit further.
Any way to donate an item from Canada?
I think it's to contact.
Yeah, you'd have to contact 2AussieThrifters about that. And they like send them a photo of what you're looking to donate, and then maybe they would actually be able to kind of either auction it. Thank you for the $5 super chat from over the years. Says super excited to finally catch a live show.
Well, thank you.
Thank
for
you for popping
us.
in. So yeah, it was so it's been good. As I was saying, sales have been good. So we'll share with you guys what we sold on the general store. So this is our general store, and the general store has done okay as well. We've our last 7 days we've turned over just under £700. Our average sale price is £30. Pretty good. It's been a really good month overall for the general store, so it's we can't grumble. Overall, things are going in the right direction. Just under £700. It has been higher before, but it's still not bad. Obviously, these numbers are pretty crazy, like up 1,300%, but that's irrelevant. So yeah, but can I just point out, guys? Please bear in mind to always take numbers with a pinch of salt. Okay, guys. The reason why I'm saying this is I will show you. I'll show you in a moment, actually. But there we go. So £682 on the general store. So the general store, we've had a lot of decent sales, and like really nice items selling. To be honest, just today. We actually sold a football shirt that I was holding on to. Didn't get as much money as I thought I would. I remember coming on to the stream when I found this football shirt, like going, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be like an amazing find. It's going to sell for like, £100. I didn't say £1,100,000. In the end, okay, let me just show you guys. We've had some nice sales, but like we sold this today. It was down at £76 in the sale, and then I actually accepted an offer of 47 plus shipping, because I thought at the end of the day it's still like including shipping, it's over a £50 sale. I paid £1.50, so I'm not gonna grumble. Then we're gonna move on to the RC store. The RC store still.
Are we even showing this?
Oh, we were, yes.
We were.
Yeah,
okay. I haven't been checking the screen. Sorry.
So don't, because then you make me worry if I was doing it or not. But I'm doing it.
Sorry.
Yeah. So it's okay.
I was just like, I was looking at that screen and I didn't
I've been switching as we go. Yeah. So the RC store. Do you want to talk about the RC store?
RC store. It has turned over £266, as you can see on the screen.
7 days.
Yeah, and it's 7 days. Average selling price is down. Bear in mind, last year we did still have the 2 stores combined. Yeah. So that's why this looks like it's
massively down. But overall, if you if you add up the 2 days, the 2 stores, we've made just under £1,000 of turnover this week. So
I'm pretty happy with that overall.
But what I do want to put out there, I showed Rebecca this, and a lot of you will know this anyway. Yeah. But whenever you see someone showing sales figures, so like here's the RC store, right? So here's the RC store figures, £266. we've not done any listing. This is something we need to improve on.
We haven't done any listing. We've left this store probably for about 3 months without any listing. So this is what it just does without us doing anything other than...
Well, it's not, it doesn't do a great deal,
we just package stuff on this one.
But, so £266, the general store did was it?
Can't see the screens.
Well, no, they can. They can.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you see the screen, guys?
We hope you can.
Yeah, who can?
There's no screen.
Can you? No, because on mine it's showing that you can see it. Can you please tell me if you can see it now? You should be able to see it now. Let me know, guys.
Okay, hopefully you can see it.
Why is there a delay in the chat as well? I don't know. I don't know. But still, okay. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. I don't know if you can. This is important. I don't know if you can see the screen. Can you see the screen? Anybody? The chat has literally gone dead.
I know. Screen fine.
No,
okay.
But can you see the?
Fine.
Can you see the?
I can't see any ice cream.
The graphs. And now it comes in. We can see the graphs. Oh. Okay.
Our chat's delayed for whatever reason, but thank you.
It's graphs are there. Okay.
Okay, so you were just going to show something.
200. Yeah.
I don't really like this though, because I didn't know about this. Yeah.
But £266 on the general store. £266 on the RC store. Was it 600 and something on the general store? We've done just under £1,000. I think it was like £940 over 7 days. But I wanted to point out, guys, and some of you will know this anyway, but when you see people sharing their figures on YouTube like us, please take it with a grain of salt. We could be sat here lying to you. Not that anyone would lie about doing 80% less in sales on their store. I mean, I'd hope you'd know that. I can't see it, but that's because I've got my eyes closed, says Lex. Okay, thank you.
Lex.
There's quite a long delay from the chat to Z and Bex as Nordic Night Owl. Yeah, there shouldn't be. I need to see why that is. It should be an instant.
Really shouldn't.
Yeah. People are only now saying, yeah, we're all good. Thank you for clarifying. Now, I just want to kind of put this out there, guys. So, like, you know, whenever you see people sharing figures on YouTube, take it with a grain of salt, and that includes us. You know, you can't trust us. You don't. You know,
we're just a couple of people.
We're just a couple of people on the internet, and we could just be making stuff up. But obviously, you'd hope that we wouldn't be making up the fact that our RC store is 80% down. No, Mr. Sadie, that's not right.
That's not correct.
But I don't know how many of you people are aware of this this type of a thing. But no, it won't let me do it.
I don't know whether.
I can. Yeah,
no, you should be highlighting.
It's all right. It's okay. Okay. If you can literally on Chrome, you can go onto any web page, highlight some stuff, right click and go to inspect, and when you go to inspect, you will bring up this little screen here. And I don't know if, like I said, you guys might have already known this stuff, but you can literally make stuff up. You can literally add 20,000 in front of that number, press exit, and then all of a sudden it now says that we've done £20,000 or something on our PayPal in the last 7 days, and we can obviously adjust everything else as well.
Not that we would do that.
Not that we would, but you'd have to trust us. So this is something that some of you will already know about, but it's definitely worth pointing out because
and Karen's also
looks quite legit.
Just pointing out another thing, like could have paid £100 for each part. Turnover means absolutely nothing, and that's exactly it. And that's why we've always been reluctant about sharing our sales.
Because it kind of means so little.
You should take that off that is off the screen now, isn't it?
No, it's still on the screen because I want to show them.
Take it off.
So you can just literally change. As you can see, we've changed our sales from £266 in 7 days to £20,266, and that's completely unrealistic because obviously we haven't changed the other figures, but we could have done that. You can make this say whatever you want it to. You literally can. So you literally highlight any section of any web page, you right click, you go to inspect, and then you could make the transactions look a bit more realistic. You just need to find where it says transactions in here, and you'll be able to make things. So there you go. I've got the average selling price. So if I want to change my average selling price I change my average selling price to make that look like amazing as well. I don't know, let's put in a 2 there as well. So there you go. Suddenly now I've got £122 average selling price. Not that that makes any sense, but you know, you get the idea. So it's really it's just something to know about. I've not are you going to change my $35 to $9?
Yeah, see, I don't like this.
Yeah.
Right, I didn't know that you could do this. And when Zahir showed me, I was like,
it makes
that's
a mockery of it all, doesn't it?
Like,
yeah.
I don't know why we kind of share it. I mean, we're honest with our graphs and we show you exactly how it is. And, you know, if you see some of our graphs, you'd know.
Yeah, I mean, you guys know that we're not making it up, but that's how easy it is. That's how easy it is to make stuff up, and it looks so good, doesn't it? I mean, it looks completely realistic. I mean, it you know, you can just you can make those up, I guess, and that would be it. So I think that's something that you guys just need to be aware of.
You know,
not that it's. I'm sure people aren't doing it. You know, in it to flip, it says, so you're showing people how to deceive others. No, that wasn't the point of it to flip it, as you know. But, you know, I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah.
I'm so making my PayPal graph say 23,000 a day turnover so that I can sell courses, says Andrew. It's that easy, but isn't that really scary, guys? How easy it is that you don't need any knowledge. You literally have to highlight the section of the page that you want to edit. I was having some trouble on that particular page because I was highlighting lots of other bits and pieces as well. But if you can just highlight the bits that you want to highlight accurately, you go to inspect and it takes you to that part, and then you just change whatever you want. So yeah, I just want to kind of put that out there. Thanks for the heads up, says Ringo Cat. Thank you. That's a new name, Ringo Cat. Thank you for popping in. So Z has never had any sales at all, but this is how he does his graphs. Yes, Derek, that's it. We've been outed.
Yes.
We've outed ourselves. We thought no more lies.
Completely.
It's just, I just thought it was interesting. I saw it the other day. I think it was on Instagram or something. I saw it. Shelley says, "Oh no, I feel scammed." Becky says, "Knowledge bomb." It is kind of, but it's just more of a be aware kind of thing. You know, just be aware. You know,
the thing is, I didn't know it could be done like that. I mean, you're a lot more like computer. You know, tech.
Yeah, but hun, you don't have to do anything. You literally highlight a bit of text.
Yeah, I know, but I have been, you know, when you're doing the keyboard and stuff like that, like sometimes when I've been listing on eBay, it kind of, like, I press the wrong button and that little thing
bar comes up, and
I always just close it down, but like, so
you can literally go in and change anything, and
it's not difficult to kind of get that up. So
so the last 3 years have been a lie. And Karen says, "Only kidding yourself. I think as most people will see through it, to be honest." Very true. Hey Jennifer Hayes, how are you?
Well, and the other side of it, you know, like with what we do share is, like, anyone can kind of, especially when you do a sales video and things like that, anyone can go and find your store and go and see what you have sold. But even with that, there's flaws with being able to find the
you don't necessarily
see
especially when you've got out of stock enabled. It messes that up completely. If you've got the out of stock option enabled, that will hide.
Which
a lot of businesses actually use that to hide what they're selling.
That with, don't we? So particularly with the RC store, I know we used to do that quite a lot, and as far as I know, we still do.
I think more people have respect for people who show the good, the bad, the ugly, to be honest, says Karen. Very true. What do you put down for a job on home/car insurance? Just had to renew both, but they don't accept eBay, online seller, or sole trader as a job. I think it was online services or something, or something like that. I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't think it was like eBay.
It wasn't.
It
wasn't specific, but it was like an online trader, or I think it was online trader or online services.
Trader,
those were the options. Hey Stu, hi David M, how are you? Panzer1511 says hi. Don't worry about what other people are doing, says Thrift Vintage. You can't change the amount of money going into the bank at the end of the year. Very true. Very true. Yeah, it's just, I think it's just important because it's.
I mean, I think with us, we show our figures like every week,
Yeah.
generally, when we're here. And if we're kind of, if we're not in one of those moments where we're like, oh, I don't want to share that.
Yeah.
We don't want to share our figures, because it's you don't want to give people the wrong impression when we do share them. So,
Yeah.
And I don't know where my point was going, but
I'm sure it's good.
You know what? It sounded good in my head,
good.
but then I forgot.
It was a really good point.
Okay, it was a really good
was the
point.
best
Just remember
point.
that. Okay, it was just really,
the
really
best.
good. It was the best point
point.
ever.
Kevin says, I'm sure you have a turnover of thousands of pounds a day and you just fake having poor sales to get sympathy super chats. Well, Kevin, you know us too well, clearly, Kevin. Unless people hide their sales. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. It's so difficult.
I think our chat is delayed. What have we done to it?
It's not delayed. Why'd you say that?
I don't know.
Does it feel? Should we just see whether we can look at it on the internet or something?
No, because you'll mess things up.
No, I won't.
No, don't mess it up.
I won't mess it up.
I don't want to hear us.
No, well, you won't hear us. You won't hear us. You won't hear us. It's muted. There we go. Is it? No, it's the same.
Okay, it's all right.
It's the same.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's
all
just
right.
the way it is. There we go. Oh my god, it's paused at a really weird bit.
Oh, that looks really...
that looks really weird.
Oh, that's really good.
I just paused. Guys, check this out. I just paused. I don't know if they're going to be able to see that. Oh no, it's made it play now. I've lost it now.
Yeah,
but it paused me at a really funny moment there. Like, it looks really funny.
Yeah.
Okay. I never forget doing Monday packing live with 4 items with profit of £20 for the weekend. No point hiding it. We all have rubbish times.
No, and I think that's how we feel about it as well. We've always shown like the ups and the downs with our sales, and it is what it is. I mean, we're not like really successful sellers. I mean, you pick up some awesome pickups recently, but it
hasn't always been that way, and we've gone through masses of periods where we haven't been
and we've had like knocks, and we've had to make changes to our business, and I'm still determined to get the RC store back to what it was doing, because I kind of feel like we are hurting it by not listing on it. We could make that store start. I mean, we've got stuff to list on it, and we just haven't listed on it, so it's not lack of stock, it's just I think when we've been focusing on the general store, we've kind of just let it slip, I suppose, with the RC store.
Is it me, or are Z and Bex delayed, says Andrew? Are you...
Yeah, see, I don't know whether it's us or you, really.
Yeah, I don't know.
We're not sure if it's you.
I don't think it is delayed. I don't know if it is or not.
We hope not.
Yeah, we hope not, but we'll carry on.
It doesn't seem right.
Something doesn't seem right.
Doesn't
I'm not sure
right.
what it is, but it is something is not seeming correct. Definitely, I'm with you on that. So,
Pleasant Valley says, "Ask us a question and we can reply."
I don't know. I don't know any questions. Let's talk about the other thing that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, RC listing coming soon. Yeah, we definitely need to do some RC listing.
Absolutely. And we do have stock, like I said.
Yeah, I think we've definitely noticed that. I think we will get more kind of more of a buzz on the RC store if we actually started to do like more listing on it. I think, or any listing on it. I think it's definitely gotten to the point now where the RC store is just going to keep declining until we start actually listing normal. So that's just how I feel. I'm just going
to answer Tracy's question quickly. She says, Beck, do you come home from work and do listings still, or do you get to play with your creepy hand? I get to come home and play with my creepy hand.
Yeah, the girls have called it a thing.
It's called Thing in the house now. The girls have named it, and it's called Thing. It's actually attached to the dining table at the moment because I was playing around, was it a couple of nights ago on it? So yeah, listings, I do need to come home and do that. We kind of fell out of the pattern over Christmas, didn't we? Like, because we'd gotten into a really, really good routine on the lead up to Christmas, where I was coming home, lunch was ready when I walked through the door, sit down, have lunch for half an hour, and then we got straight onto work, and that worked out absolutely awesomely. But since Christmas and everything like that, we've just got kind of out of the habit, and it's been mainly back down to you again, hasn't it, where you're just doing the majority of the listing. Although what did I do the other day? Oh yeah, I said to you, just pick out 5 items and I'll get them drafted for you. So I've drafted 5 items this week, if that counts.
I think it counts. I think it definitely counts.
Yeah.
And Karen's saying, just a suggestion, could Bex concentrate on the RC store listing when working on the business, then Z concentrate on the general store?
Yeah, I think that's hopefully the plan going forward, especially because I keep saying to Zahir, I really want the RC store to start, going back to what it was, and I don't think it's going to take too much fixing, to be quite honest. Like I said, we just need to have, some consistent listing, a bit of activity on the store, I suppose.
Yeah. I think so. That's pretty much all we need, because once we've gotten that activity going, I think it will just be like it will kick into action. I genuinely feel that. But there is one other thing that we wanted to kind of talk about. And Nick Knack says that RC store needs some love. Go on, tweak its numbers just a bit. We should have just. No, but I think. I think it will, once we get regularly listing on it, I think it will pick up again. We've got the stock sat there. How many have you listed this week, Z? Genuine question, not per se. Honestly, Shelley, I appreciate the question, but I can't give you an accurate number.
Unfortunately, Zahir doesn't log how many listings he does. I mean, I think it would be better if he did, but he doesn't. And I really do think you'd feel better about yourself if you actually...
Yeah. It's not as much. I know it's not been as much as I like, but I have been listing daily. But it kind of leads me on to our next issue. Since we've been doing a lot of sourcing, we've been picking up a lot more stock. We're starting to now create issues with the storage that we've got, the space that we've got, because I'm now having to spend time creating space and organize. So when a big lot of stock comes in, some of you may have seen that yesterday we brought home masses of console stuff, and today I spent a lot of time separating all the bits, getting everything organized so that it can be tested and ready for listing. But it takes up so much room, and while it's taking up all that room, you can't get the listing done or the photography done. It kind of just takes everything. It takes everything back a bit, and that's because we're now getting to the point where we're pushing the storage. And today was the first day where I went out sourcing, and I kind of decided, actually, I've got enough stuff at home.
Yeah.
So I didn't pick anything up today. I could have easily picked more stuff up today. I just, I went out and I thought, you know what, I've got so much stock at home now. That space has now become an issue. So that's a real frustration, because I've really been enjoying constantly sourcing, and I think that's really important. What do you reckon?
I think it's important. I think just recently you've been picking up a lot of good items, and that's been keeping the general store doing what it's doing, because the activity has been there, and so I think if you're holding back when you're going out sourcing, I don't think that's a good thing. I really don't. And I don't, I know our stock is back home again now, but we need to kind of keep working and keep growing. And I don't think holding back on what you pick up and it's going to help.
The thing is, but the thing is, you have to organize it all. So
no,
I had all these consoles come in, and then you're separating out all the power supplies, getting all the cables, getting the consoles, everything ready. But not just that, all the other stuff I've bought, the hi-fi, the separates, the VCRs, all that electronics, all that stuff. There's limited room for it, and then you just spend time organizing and compacting, and then that takes away time from being productive and listing.
I think what you're trying to kind of I suppose not explain, but I suppose what you need to kind of come up with is a solution for it. So you do need a space where that you've got your unlisted stock and you've got your stuff that you're processing to get it listed as well. So even, I know within here there's not really any space, but then maybe I don't want to say it because I don't want you to kind of, overstep the living room space, but if you need to use space in the living room while you're doing that, I think that's fine, because I mean the end of the room is kind of filled up with like cardboard boxes right now, so I'd much rather.
We've got consoles, bubble wrap,
I know it's kind of a
stuff that
mixture
needs
of
to be
everything,
there,
but
yeah.
it could be something where you've actually got some. I'm talking to you now rather than the chat,
but even the cardboard boxes, they need to be somewhere because they get damp in the shed.
No, absolutely.
They get all soft.
I agree with you, but then we've got the little section.
Let me show the guys the photo area.
Yeah.
There's our photo area right now.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm meant to be taking photos, but it's just difficult to keep. I mean, I think Andrew's actually mentioned the same thing. This is the issue I have in my house: too much stock and no room to list it holds you back.
Yeah. But like previously, before we moved into the office, a lot of the clothes were upstairs in boxes. So maybe we need to kind of rethink how we've got upstairs, because it's nice to have that little computer bit. But I can kind of reorganise that space again and
put these crates up
and see
again.
what we can do.
Yeah, but then that just makes more hassle as well, isn't it? Splitting it up and doesn't
but it'll give you more space to work in here, maybe.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
And then it's not, taking over too much of the living room as well.
Yeah, I suppose moving stuff back and forth can be a real time sink, says Nordic Night Owl. The only solution I found is to have my living room separate to my unlisted stock and listed stock. My living room, when taking photos, is covered in my stock, can barely move. It's really, it can be quite, I think that can make things really difficult. I think it can affect your productivity. I mean, what I am trying to do is, while I'm actually sorting stuff, I'm starting to draft stuff. You know, when you do that stuff, when you're like going through all the bits that you've got and you pick stuff out and you're like, okay, how much is this worth? And you check what it's worth. I'm basically trying to draft the item then and there. So earlier today, I found this camera that was like just around.
Was it this one?
And like I just decided that I would just list it. Yeah, it was only a little cheap camera. Normally I wouldn't bother, but because I was able to test it, I just listed it.
I just wanted to point out a couple of comments. Karen says, list more a week than sourcing. Have to make a conscious effort until backlog.
That's a good point, because
is manageable.
Yeah, that's a good point, because it builds. Because we were really.
I was going to say that's a really, really good point. I actually really like that point.
I'm drinking out of a George Ross mug.
And where was the other comment I saw?
But just to touch on that stock thing, the backlog thing. We've been really good with keeping up to date, but all it takes is a couple of big hauls. That's it, bam, and you're behind.
The other comment was Pleasant Valley as well. Reorganise the stock, and I do agree with you, because I do think some of the RC stock, last time we checked, some of it still was in kind of empty-ish crates.
It's a lot more full now.
So we could condense it even more, and then would have more boxes to kind of
big time. It cleared up some boxes which we use for other bits now.
That's good. So that's already sorted then.
Same here, sitting on a mountain of back stock, says Ringo Cat. Now listing, numbering and sticking in 35 litre stack boxes take ages, but once it's done, sorted. I think the other thing is I do need a bit more storage, because we've got space which is being wasted by like irregular shaped boxes. Most of our boxes are just in storage, are like the same kind of size, but like there are some which aren't, and they take up a lot of room. So yeah, I would definitely say that is that is just something to bear in mind. What did Shelley say? Could Z sleep in the boxes and store the stock on Z side of the bed? And Andrew says, I'm having to go with shipping container for unlisted stock, garage for listed, and my spare room as my photography studio. It means spending money on storage, but it saves my sanity. Yeah,
see, I'm not convinced that we want to move the stock back out of the house at the moment. I think
not until we can really afford it. Yeah, like really, really afford it.
I think with the office, we were just kind of like
lesson learned.
Yeah, after doing that, we were just like, no, let's keep it at home for as long as we can. Yeah, so even like a storage kind of space, I'm not convinced I want to do.
And Karen said, can you get more of a portable photo area that can pack away each night?
Yeah, see, we
did
need
have
to
that.
have a look
Yeah.
at our lights, don't we? Because we do.
We did have that, but the
Maybe.
problem is since I've gone back to picking up electricals, often they're too big for a light box, unless you can get a really huge light box, which then becomes kind of a
Yeah, but
pain.
I'm kind of thinking maybe, I mean, it'll take a bit of work, but we could maybe like use like the dining area.
But the lighting in the dining area is
but then
with
we'd
the
have
orange
to,
light. You'd have to
yeah,
change the
but
lights
then
to
if we
white
had
lights.
some portable lights or
Yeah.
something like that, then maybe we could make something where we can kind of pull it out, put it away, and then that will kind of give you a bit more space along there as well.
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, it was just a suggestion.
Yeah, I don't know.
He clearly didn't like it.
No. Couldn't you free up some space if Z lived in the car? Just a suggestion.
Oh, we could, yeah.
When it comes to storing stuff, you need to use storage boxes on top of each other. This is the golden rule. If you don't use this rule, you will end up with a mess. Hugh, I think that's a really good point because we're almost really good with that actually, because most of our stuff.
Bits and
Yeah,
pieces that,
no,
well,
most of
I'll
our
say
stuff
to
is
you.
neatly stacked really high, but then when you get to the top of that yellow box, you can see we've got like an opaque plastic
yeah, you
crate,
can just about
and
see
that crate is rubbish. And then we've got like a random cardboard box there, which is rubbish. So we've got space for another like 6 or 7 crates,
Yeah,
and that
we
would
could
create that would help massively. That would
Yeah.
help massively. I do think that would be a big game changer.
Yeah.
That's something I do want to add. So I'm going to be buying
So
some
that'll
more.
be like just getting the crates, really.
Just to
so.
just to kind of clear a bit more space, I think so.
Yeah.
And yeah, the photo area, I've got to concede, could work out. I mean, we've got a really nice frame that we can use. So yeah, I mean, maybe we do need to look at our photo area again. If I lived nearer, I would be around helping you too, says Karen. Oh, thanks, Karen. But yeah, we figure it out.
Yeah.
Thrift Vintage says, I have an inset of shelves. I clear that each week before the next weekend sourcing. Yeah. Thing is, I don't want to not source.
The thing is, what concerns me is like at the moment we're not even going to boot sales at the weekend. So when that starts back up again,
then
like you know,
Yeah.
how are we going to stay on top of it all? Because
and you can't not source, because that's the thing.
Yeah.
I think one thing I've learned is that it's the constant sourcing that keeps the stock fresh. Like, you know, like that England football shirt that I sold, that was picked up ages ago, or well, not ages ago, but at least a month or something ago. And I'm glad that I picked it up when I picked it up, because it's now just sold. But then stuff that I'm picking up today will sell, and you know, and you don't know what you're gonna find. Like, you know, I'm really I'm definitely just in the zone of sourcing regularly.
Yeah.
But the problem is when you hit a bigger haul, that can throw you back, especially if space is working against you as well. Ash says, I'm the legend. I'm not allowed any stock in the downstairs, upstairs of my house. I had to board my loft out to store stock and rent a container. That's not a bad thing though. I think it keeps things. We definitely appreciate like the need for that. Tori says, looking at your space, that could be reworked. Do you use those doors? Back door, lol. Couldn't you move your computer and use that space solely for stock? Yeah, I mean,
we could,
but we do use those doors in the summer
because
it gets hot and
it gets really hot in here. So,
but a good suggestion though.
Yeah.
Do some job lots. Maybe says Pleasant Valley could take the game consoles to a local auction. Local auctions is something. You know what? That's something that I wouldn't mind talking about. We've done local auctions this week. What do you think of them?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they're okay. Okay, Beck's playing it down. She's still letting the word out on the street.
No, I think it's good for things that you want to kind of clear. That
we've actually done really well out of local auction this week. We had some stock that it's a great way of clearing stock. It is a great way of clearing stock. Obviously, it's not a great way of maximizing profits. No, you know, if you want to make more money, you sell it yourself.
Yeah.
But if you feel, say you've got a job lot of stock that you're already profitable on and you just want to cash in on the rest, it's a great option. especially for bigger, bulkier stuff. So yeah, I mean, we are always in the zone for that Pleasant Valley, and in fact, like I said, we did a lot of clearance just before this stuff came in.
Yeah, we're not always on it,
No.
but we have been a little bit more recently.
Yeah.
So.
Mainly Matchbox, Corgi, etc. Z, so can really pack them in, says Ringo Cat. Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's the cool thing about the RC parts. You can get so much stock in such a small amount of time. My junk was it mail says hire a container, fill it with stock, then you have the options with the knowledge of stock behind you. Containers could be an option at some point. It could be at some point.
Maybe.
I don't know. Plastic storage containers is the only way out of the mess of collecting tat. Yeah, I do think so. I get paralyzed if I don't have a room to move and work. Every couple of weeks I have to take half a day to reorganize, says in it, to flip it. And that's what I've been finding that I've been doing, and I think that's when I came on the stream the other night and I was really down because I was like, I've not done did you watch that or not? When I was streaming the other night, was it when I was like, when I had to list something to redeem the day, when I said I want to redeem the day?
Oh, I think I fell asleep.
Oh, thanks.
Sorry.
That's all right. Yeah, so the other day I was...
Well, I know I need my sleep.
The other day I went live and I shared, I just wanted to get some listing there because I felt I'd done nothing. But in reality, looking at it, I'm in this cycle right now where I've got to reorganize because every day more stock is coming in and we're selling every day. We're actually having some decent sales. Our sales for the month are really good. So we are selling, but it's like more stuff keeps coming in, and obviously more is coming in than is going out overall, I guess. So I'm fighting with it every day, and that can be frustrating. Shelley says, what motivates you to list Pac-Man style trail of parts, then a blueberry muffin, pop-up screen, get rid of table, either floor or trestle table to photo on, all portable and can be tucked away when not using. Pop-up screen, I've not actually seen a pop-up screen. I might have to look into those. Hey Peter, how are you? Vinegar Jars popped in.
Hey.
No, we're not insulating the shed. Don't want to use the shed.
I don't know whether you've seen Lucy's in the chat as well.
Hey Lucy.
Hey Lucy.
And Simply Dana has popped in as well. Hi there. Constant sourcing and listing regularly sounds good. It is, but it's the organising that's now becoming. It's taking a lot of time.
It is.
Especially when you do a big haul, it takes a lot of time. Less time live on YouTube might help the backlog, says Thrift Vintage. Quite possibly, but I think we're doing as well as we can.
I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Your lights seem massive. Could you use smaller LED panels, or do you feel that would compromise photos? It's not to do with feeling like compromised photos. We've had them for years. They were the thing that were out. The LED panels I don't think were very available when I got these. I got these like when we were down south, didn't I? So they're ancient. They're like 5 years old, 4 years old.
Probably could do with being replaced, and that's what I keep saying to you, like they do need to be replaced.
Andrew says it seems like the computer room upstairs would be ideal.
Yeah,
that's Hannah's room as well, isn't it? I'm kind of
I know, but and we used to use that space, and I'm kind of inclined to use
when it starts stacking. I don't know, man. But yeah, the opportunities are literally everywhere. Pretty much everything I see, I'm like, that would sell on eBay. Yeah. And Andrew says, I love my IKEA Kallax units. You can hide away so much stock and it still looks nice. Maybe a couple of those in the dining area to free space and move and work in the sunroom. See, that's the thing. Something like that could put clothes.
That could actually work.
Because then that would get rid of all of this layer of shelving.
Yeah.
Because all that layer of shelving behind us is clothes. The yellow boxes. All the yellow boxes are clothes. So that if we could...
that could work.
Could do. Just don't let your house turn out like mine, Z. It's taken me 3 months so far to empty it, and I still have a load of stuff left to empty it. Luckily, Andrew, I don't think that will happen simply because obviously we've got the kids, and they would just never allow that to happen. So yeah, but it can. Thing is, you say never, but it's so easy for it to happen because all it takes is just getting a few big hauls, and bam. I mean, not even a few. You can just get one big haul. I mean, I remember when we first got like the RC stuff. the first big hauls, it was literally, everywhere. I mean, stock just ends up everywhere, and you just don't know how you're going to handle that. It's pretty crazy, I think. What else is going on in the chat? I'm limited one room in my house for stock, needs to be efficient with moving through current stock. That's the other thing. I feel like with the general store, because we've got two sets of very different stock, I feel with the general store we need to be very on the ball about we need to just be very on the ball about like moving stuff along. And that's why when I've got all these consoles, when Lex said to me take them all to CEX and let them do it, that's not a bad idea, because we'd be in profit on it.
Yeah,
because it just flips it. And I know we wouldn't be maximizing our profit, but I mean, just to give you guys an example.
But I don't always like your kind of attitude towards getting rid of stock, because it kind of annoys me sometimes, because I kind of feel like we should be trying to get as much out of the stock as possible.
That's what Shazad would say.
I do think, it is important to turn it over, absolutely, but I kind of feel like sometimes the Here's way too quick. If the Here had his way, I don't know, for new people that have only just come across the channel, when we got our original RC haul, he was so frustrated with the stock. I thought he was actually going to end up just selling it all off, and in a way we kind of wouldn't be where we are now if we had done that. And I feel like sometimes you kind of rush a little bit into getting rid of some things.
I think so,
in my opinion. So
I think so. What's your thoughts of Z auctioning off the Bentley jacket tomorrow?
I think he should do it.
No, that's now become...
I think he should absolutely do it. But...
Oh, it's Nick logged into the quiz channel. Let's get quizzical. That's Nick's Nick and Andrea's quiz channel. Hi, Nick. Has George Ross come into the chat as well, or not?
I don't think I've seen him. No.
Okay. I thought I saw George. I think it's BCP just sharing that.
Yeah.
Z, who is George Ross? That's my George Ross. Is that why BCP shared the link?
Yeah.
He's a fellow UK reseller, much younger than I am, and much better at reselling as well. So if you watch his channel, you'll learn an awful lot about all kinds of vintagey items. He's very methodical, very organized. A great channel to watch. You can learn a lot from watching George. He's picked up so much stuff, so much. He sells for a really good high average selling price. So yeah, George Retro Reselling is his channel. I'm listing the day I source. I'd get overrun otherwise, says Amanda. Yeah. Normally it's fine, but when you buy it, let me give you guys an example. So I'm going to show you a photo of a smaller lot of RC we bought. This is not our big RC haul.
This isn't like...
This is a smaller haul that we picked up. This is about a year ago or something. I don't know. Possibly. It's going to be a bit... You're going to have to just squint maybe, because the photo is narrow because of the way it was taken on the phone. But that's like our living room, dining room. So there's the curtains which lead onto the conservatory. And
we're kind of sat.
Yeah.
You can't even see me pointing, but like sat where the where the curtain.
We're sat behind the curtains, and as you can see, that's one. We had to move our dining tables to the side, and we had boxes and boxes and boxes of stock.
And this wasn't like the original.
No, this is a smaller haul.
A smaller one that we got.
Obviously once we'd organised it, we've packed it away. But that's just to give you an idea. You can be on the ball completely, but all it takes is for one or two big hauls that you can't tidy away, and suddenly your home becomes overrun, and you're fighting just space. Because like today, it took me ages just to organise enough of the consoles that I'd bought yesterday, just so I could do my shipping, just so I could get to the stock to do my shipping, so I wasn't falling over, consoles and stuff. And it's really just, something to, I just think it's important to talk about, because it has become an issue very quickly, especially since the daily sourcing, and I didn't mind it, but today the fact that I got put off sourcing, and now I'm sitting here thinking, God knows what I could have found. I could have found an item that could have sold for 300 quid today, but I'll never know. I probably wouldn't have done, but I could have done. It's not out of the question. I found some really good items recently that are worth that kind of money. So yeah, it's just something to think about, guys. Or we're just venting at you anyway. Fighting the hoarding seems to be a consistent theme for resellers, says Nick Knack. Yes, I would say so. All right, I feel your pain, Z, says Andrew. I'm in the same position. Haven't listed for a week because the spare room is too full of stock. See, that's, I'm managing to list, but it's like touch and go because so much time is taken up with just Anyway, let's just pop down this chat. Frankie's Fine says, since RC parts are so small, could you maybe put some as a working inventory in a shoe holder type thing that hangs on those doors? We've got so much that wouldn't be possible. Frankie's Fine, thank you for the
although
suggestion.
It's nicely condensed into the crates.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
There is a lot
There's
of it.
so much. We're talking thousands and thousands of parts. The crates are the only normal way or standard way of doing it. Pleasant Valley reckons I could wear some clothes as stock, just put 20 layers on. And let's get quizzical. Nick says, yeah, one big haul will do it. That last van load nearly killed us, love. It can take you from being, you could be the most organized reseller with the nicest office and the most perfect storage space, but when you get the taste of buying big hauls of stock, like for example the console haul, it's a huge amount of consoles. I mean, a small games shop would struggle to process this, and I'm doing it in my conservatory. Like if I was an independent game shop, some like pokey little shop on the high street, really small, without you get those really small units, especially like in central London and stuff, like tiny. If they got the amount of consoles we got, they'd be like, they'd be struggling because of space. Anyway, that's how I feel. The end of my lounge is like someone has been lobbing in jewelry grenades. Overwhelming. Says, well, yeah.
I shouldn't be laughing at that, but
Carl Obi says, listening whilst tidying my spare room, i.e. stock room, and found stuff I thought I didn't have. Yep, that happens. That happens. Laura Shelley, can I just say, got about 3 kilos left of that 10 kilo lot to finish going through. I may have to order more, says Karen. Wow. What about the Bentley jacket? You won't let it go? No, I'm not going to let it go, Tommy.
I know. I think you should.
No, I'm going to sell it. I'm donating something really cool. Actually, I'm going to show you guys what I'm going to do.
Should we do that?
Yeah, let's get on to the next thing. Maybe Bentley will buy it back due to its extreme value. Very funny, Ken. Very funny, Ken.
Tracy's got a good point as well.
What's Tracy's point?
Only rush things out of the house that are taking up too much headspace.
Yeah.
And I do agree with that.
Yeah. I think so.
Do.
I think so. Shelley says, I think we should get George to coif Z's hair. I think I'm okay. You forgot to mention George has great hair. Oh, gosh. Time for an intervention. You don't need a dining room, says Andrew. Just eat dinner on your lap. Job done. Yeah, man, George has got amazing hair, says Nick Knack. Yeah, his hair is amazing. Now that's a haul. I do love getting those big scores. Yeah, I mean, that was a smaller one as well. It just takes a lot of space.
Yeah, it does.
You could have found another Bentley jacket, says Ken. What if I'd gone out? Bric-a-brac Gold says, money isn't everything. Your health is more important. You're making me think I should get rid of that jacket. Vinegar Jar, Peter Cummins says, a big haul can really throw you. Never underestimate how much time and effort it takes to sort out hauls, especially in a home environment. Well,
I'll be honest, I don't think we've really taken on a massive haul since like the RC stuff.
Well, no, we had one. That was the second to last.
That's what I mean. Otherwise, it has just been like.
Because we had one after that, which was even bigger.
Yeah.
The one after this was even bigger, and it's just yeah. Anyway, all of this is convincing me that maybe I shouldn't let go of the cowshed just yet. You know what, Andrew? If you can afford, it all comes down to affordability. If we if we hadn't, like, I think with the office, I think I kind of clammed up. Like when the RC store started to slow down, I don't think I wasn't going out like I'm going out now.
No.
Had I been going out sourcing now, had I been sourcing like I'm sourcing now, whilst we had the office, I think we'd still be in the office, because I think for the money, it was, to have that.
And I'll be honest, I really enjoyed
having an office to work in.
Yeah.
Because the thing with Beck is, and Beck's not going to be alone in this, is there are, like me, if as busy as it gets around the house, I can still switch off and get on with my work. Beck can't.
I don't.
Yeah. So
when
when
she
she
completely honest, I don't switch off. I come
Yeah.
through the door, and if the kitchen's a mess, I've got to tidy it.
Yeah.
If it front room needs a hoover, I've got to do it.
Yeah.
That is exactly.
Well, it's because it's your home. You come in and you see it.
Yeah.
But like, whereas I can ignore it, and just get on with work. Like today, I knew it was a mess in the kitchen, but I wasn't eating or anything, so I was just I worked the whole day solid.
Yeah.
And like today, I feel really good about the amount of work I've done, because I've been bearing in mind that I haven't listed anything yet. I've drafted a couple of things, but I've not listed anything yet. But I feel good about the amount of work I've done, because there was a lot of work to do just to get this place to this state. I feel that I can close myself off from the state of the house, whereas if you come home and the house is a mess, it makes it so difficult for you to then concentrate and sit down and just work on business rather than get on and start clearing.
But like I said, we've fallen out of like the routine that we had, so because that was working well, and I was actually shutting off
the
and just
routine
going,
was good,
what, house doesn't matter, go upstairs, get your listings done, and then I can do whatever else I want to do around the house after that. So, and that was working out really, really well, because as soon as I was coming in, it was like quick lunch and then get back on with work, wasn't it? So
Nick is asking, I missed earlier, how many consoles did you get? I did a live stream yesterday. I spent 75 quid. We got an electric guitar and amp, we got a bunch of clothes, and we got about 11 Wii consoles in the end. I think it was 2 PS3s, 2 Xbox 360s, and a bunch of accessories, like stacks of controllers, remotes, there's a lot. There's been so much stuff to sort out. I've got Xboxes and PS3s,
anyway,
PS2s, PS1s.
I'm going to cut you off because you said you're going to go get the item.
Okay.
And we're going to shout out to AussieThrifters, because we're getting to 8 o'clock now, so I don't want it to run over. So.
Okay, yeah.
So you're just going to grab the item.
Nick's good at ignoring the domestic stuff too, says
You know what? It's really annoying. Right, you go get the item and I'll talk to the chat, right? Right, it's really, really annoying, right? Because I'll come home and the kitchen is a complete and utter mess. And I'll walk in and I'll go, right, the kitchen needs tidying up. And he'll be like, yeah, I know. And I know he's not at home doing nothing. He's working away. I completely get that. But it's like he walks around and just completely ignores it. And that can be a bit frustrating. But, yeah. Anyway, that's my moan for the evening.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it was a bunch of it was a charity shop haul, Nick. Basically, I've got a contact at a charity shop, and I literally was able to go and buy their complete stock of consoles that they'd built up over the past few weeks. And if you can imagine, in the run up to Christmas, in the run up, they they just didn't have the time or inclination to go through the whole thing.
Alfie, out.
What do you think, he might do a wee or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go out.
We have to.
Come on, you.
He's alright. He
No,
went.
You, come on.
Okay,
I was
me.
talking
Oh,
to
me.
you.
I thought you were talking to the dog.
No, I was talking to you.
Okay.
Come on,
Alright.
get on with it.
Okay. Now, let's get on with this. Lol, Beck ran awesome.
I know. If I'd make a change this week. So here's normally the one that
Before we go, as you can see from our title, we put in, we wanted to shout out to Aussie Thrifters because they're doing a live charity stream. The reason why they're doing a live charity stream is, as you know, Australia is suffering from some really horrendous wildfires, like bushfires and things.
And I think BCP's actually put the link in the chat.
BCP's just put
Is it the actual chat? I think he's put it in. So
yes,
it's
he
9:30.
has. Now, I just want to quickly share with you guys. The links are all in the description. The links are in the description. We've got the link to 2AussieThrifters YouTube channel, where they're going to be live streaming a charity auction. Dwayne from Mothership Products, who seems to be the reselling community's go-to auctioneer, will be there as well. And so tomorrow at 9:30 p.m. UK time on 2AussieThrifters channel, please go and show some support. Hang out in the chat. Even if you don't want to bid on anything, go and hang out in the chat.
Even if it's just supporting them in the chat.
Also in the description box below, there are links to the donation pages that 2AussieThrifters have set up. The first one is the one that you can see on the screen now, which is raising money for a cause I care about, and that is for the NSW Wildlife and Rescue Service. Now, if you guys haven't seen on Instagram and Facebook, there are some really, really like heart-wrenching scenes. There's this one scene where there's this poor koala bear, like the one in that picture there, you know, just sat like that. Look, if that doesn't melt your heart, look at the poor guy. His surroundings are scorched earth, literally scorched. Look at the heat coming off of the ground there. Like his whole habitat has been burnt down. God knows how many animals have perished in this. But look, there's a video of a koala just like that, just sat on the floor. The guy is literally depressed and heart-wrenching. So that's one of the places you can donate if that is the kind of charity that you'd want to donate to. Anything will obviously help, but they've raised so far £367 out of the target of 789. The reason why it's such a strange target is because £789 is 1,000 Aussie dollars. So far we've raised they have raised £367. And obviously if you guys want to go and support, you can just click the link below in the description and you'll be able to go and support. There is also a second page which again has a target of 1,000 Aussie dollars, has so far reached £200, and this is straight up for the Red Cross, who are obviously going to be doing amazing work out there as well. So tomorrow night there's going to be so much wildlife has died. It has been horrific stuff. And I really do hope, as many of you guys, the reselling community has shown in the past how, you know, just how caring really like we can all be, despite being hard-nosed vulturous resellers, as some people like to see us. We do come through on things like this, and you know, tomorrow, like I said, 9:30 p.m. go over
and
there.
that's UK time.
Time.
That's we're saying it in our times.
You can 2AussieThrifters have started sharing some of the stuff people have donated. I believe from the UK, myself, Lainey, Peter.
I think there's a number of people
and
that have
there's
donated.
also someone else from the UK as well, and then there's loads of people that have donated, and they're going to be on from the US and Australia, obviously. Now I am going to be what's it called, donating this. So if you want a chance of winning a factory sealed Final Fantasy, or did you want to show it?
I can get it closer. There you go.
Okay, there you go. So that is a factory sealed copy of Final Fantasy VII Platinum on the PlayStation 1. I'm going to be... And ads, that's it, Tommy. Ads is the other person.
Oh, ads.
So and that is a factory sealed copy of Final Fantasy VII. And I will be donating that for auction tomorrow. I may be donating something else, but I just haven't thought of it yet. But this is this is actually something that I hopefully people will want to bid on. It is PAL. I don't know if that affects anyone, but I'm guessing whoever buys it is probably going to keep it sealed. I don't think anyone's going to crack it open. I don't know.
You never know. You might have one of those channels where you just like...
Oh, it's 8, not 7. Yeah, 8, says Damien. Yeah, not 7. It's Final Fantasy 8, yeah. So Final Fantasy 8, not 7. My apologies. So, yes, definitely. Eek, my brother's name is in the credits, says Lex. Oh, really? But this is a factory sealed copy. So if you do want to bid on this, this will be up for auction tomorrow. And other people have donated amazing stuff too. Yeah. Shame you can't open it up and look, says Lex. So yes, hopefully you guys will be able to pop in and Australia is PAL anyway, says Andrew. That's what I thought. They buy games from So
so anyone that is free tomorrow night,
9:30 p.m. 2AussieThrifters channel. Please go over, show some support. Also, you know, click on the links, donate. It's a good cause. Obviously, you don't need to be told that is a good cause.
Yeah.
And it looks like actually some donation has come in. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. It's gone up to the donation has gone up to £406 now, which is amazing.
Which
so
is brilliant.
That's really cool. So that's
everyone out in Australia, I hope you're staying safe wherever you are, and
and we'll be there tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for the time that you've spent with us this evening. I know it's gone on for a little bit longer than normal. We normally do keep it to just an hour. And yeah, we do appreciate everyone that's popped into the chat. A couple of pickers, Lincoln Seller, Diary of a Flipper.
Glock fan. It's Orlando.
Orlando.
Not that I've ever been.
No. Andrew says I'm gutting to be missing it. I mean it'll be a great thing. So if you can pop into the chat and say hi, that's support really.
Yeah.
Anyway,
we're gonna wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap it up now. Thank you everybody for joining us. Really do appreciate it. It's always means a lot.
And hopefully see you tomorrow night in
Drinking with Andrew is on at okay, what is it? Drinking with Andrew is on at 8:30 UK, is it? Yeah. Why am I saying UK time? I was about to say 8:30 UK time. Drinking with Andrew is on at 8:30 PM.
Tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to see a special appearance by Goimers at all. I thought, by the way, I want to say Andrew was thank you. Savage Squad Exploring has just super chatted $2, says check out our latest video, fam.
Okay. For the use of fam, we're going to have to.
For the use of fam, I mean, check out Savage Squad Exploring. 8:30 PM UK time. Andrew was a gen. I just want to say this quickly. Andrew was a gen in how he dealt with Goima and saved his dignity. I thought it was brilliant.
Yes.
Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. We've got to go.
Thank
Dog's
you.
got to go for a wee.